What is going on, everybody? It's Alex coming back here at you with another video. And today, it's a bad hair day. So it's a 7-round mock day as well. Since I'm going to be dropping my actual mocks tomorrow, it just makes a little bit more sense with the time and everything. And want to get you guys a quick video. Jets just looked over you guys' contracts. We know the whole deal, and we're genuinely or generally kind of understanding. Oh my God. One, we got two things going on here. One, we just lost Derek Stingley. Two, we have the phone call sound coming in. But regardless, if you guys are new, like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. Got content coming out every single day. And my two favorite players are gone for this team. Wow, that's a big pivot. Yeah, that's a huge pivot for us. So this is all live because, again, if I did this all over again, you can't plan these out because this is all random. I mean, hell, I had Jaquan Brisker go at number 6, right? Whew, wow. Yeah. I mean, if we're stuck in this spot, we are looking, our biggest needs are going to be that cornerback spot. Lost it. Free safety spot. Lost it. Right tackle. Going to need it for the future. Morgan Moses is going to be up for contract this year. George Fant is gone after that. Just not really the future. He's a very good plug and play player. We need help on the interior offensive line as well. I'm going to be doing something that I don't usually expect, but it definitely could happen like this. The draft could fall like this. I think going with a guy who solidified himself as one of the best players at right tackle last year, as someone who barely played it and progressed so much, Evan Neal is the right choice. I mean, you can go edge here. We have the Lawson brothers under contract until 2023 and 2024. I don't even know if they're actual brothers, but Lawsons are in contract for a little bit right now. And to be fair, I think that we are not going to spend a top end pick if the guy's not going to get any playing time. This is going to be a much more valuable pick. You need to start fixing up that offense as well. Evan Neal out of Alabama. This is a crazy draft because Evan Neal always goes at the top for me. And usually I don't take Derek Stingley that high. If you guys are new to the series, we do not do trades just because, again, if I redo this, I'm going to get crazy trades all over again. Ooh, this spot. Because DeMarvin Leal is here at 10. I was just talking about how I was like, oh, well, we can, of course, just go away from the idea of having to go edge there because the Lawson guys, of course, one of them's up and a year after this point. DeMarvin Leal is somebody who I'm heavily targeting here, and Kyer Elam, dude. Both these guys, I know we need a corner one too. Like that. Oh, I have huge respect for these two guys. Both of them are top 10 in the draft to me, so getting them here certainly worth it. I would reference Tyler Linderbaum. I just don't think you go offensive line with your last 3 first-round picks, including Vera Tucker. So I'm going to be sticking to these top 2 guys. I mean, DeMarvin Leal is just too damn good to pass up on, right? Looking at it, the edge class, though, I mean, we could be in the 2nd round getting Zach Harrison. That type of upside, or Kingsley and Nagbear. I think we can't pass up on the high-end corner here in Kyer Elam. I love him. He's great at mirroring players. He's able to just completely dominate one-on-one. And it's a big plus. Big fan of him out of Florida. He's 6'2" as well, which is very good sized. 6'2", around 200 pounds. That's a very, very good height to weight ratio, especially for the NFL. So we'll see what happens there. Of course, we got the sun making problems with the lighting and everything. It's YouTube. You guys don't come here to look at me. Obviously, I have you guys have the camera right here, but we're here for a good draft. Zach Harrison is off the board, unfortunately, but I'm sure that, Trent McDuffie just went off the board as well. So I think that we're going to be okay with how we took the 1st round. Kingsley and Nagbear are still here. I'm heavily considering him. Now, I could look at tight end here. I think the tight ends are going to fall a little bit just based on how the draft board's arranged. So I think that would be perfectly fine for us. Wow. Linebacker is a huge need as well. And there are some high-end ass linebackers here. Dude, I don't know if we can just say that we can wait on these 3 linebackers to fall to 46. I'd feel much more comfortable not getting edge this draft or getting it later because I know there are a guy like Zion Tuapoloa-Fatui who are just absolute monsters down the board versus the linebackers, which are very thin. I'm going to go linebacker here. Nakobe is not built to be an inside linebacker, which is probably what we need. So Brandon Smith would be a smarter choice, but Nakobe Dean is right now heads above most other linebackers in the class. Christian Harris is just a little bit too raw. And CJ Mosley would be a very good mentor to him, right? That could be a big plus, but you could look at Brandon Smith here for sure. I don't think the outside linebacker spot is very well filled either. So I think that you get best player available at a position of need. Nakobe Dean out of Georgia, very good in coverage, especially against guys like Mac Jones, who are going to be targeting guys in the short. That's going to be a big bonus. So you got Josh Allen liking his new target out of, forgetting the guy, Dawson Knox out of Ole Miss. Like he obviously, Kingsley Egbert went. He obviously favors going to tight ends now, and that takes out the tight end group right there. Patriots, obviously, we just saw them put a shit ton of money into that, but regardless, I think that that's going to pay off in the long run big time. We could go back-to-back linebackers here with Brandon Smith. I would be very happy with that, but honestly, I'm gonna wait for Zion Tuapoloa-Fatui in the next round. That's gonna be something I do. Tight ends, I already know they're gonna fall. This might not be as realistic. I'm still thinking about going linebacker here. They're totally different positions. Going one for an outside backer that is very good in coverage, similar to your Fred Warner role. And then you can go Brandon Smith here to be your inside linebacker to replace Jared Davis. I mean, to me, that sounds like a good deal. And that is where I'm going to go. Again, guys, feel free to push back. It might not be realistic. If you guys want one, we could just talk about going after a guy like Jaleel Billing. I'm projecting him to go back. Isaiah Likely, that's a guy who I could see. Trey McBride as well. I just know the draft board set up a certain way. So I'm going to take what it gives me, and that's going to be Brandon Smith. So we got an outside and inside linebacker. Again, totally different positions, guys. So I think that's the right move. Obviously, we do need safety still. So if we can get a guy like Brandon Joseph, that'd be great. But again, there are some, obviously teams are offering us trade packages. I would love to move up, but not going to be doing that. Lewis Signs, another guy I could see us taking in the next round. We are getting offers for moving a next year third, which would be honestly not something I would be against. Of course, we just did lose one of the running backs I was looking at. That's my boy, Zach Charbonnet. So we're at this spot. Tyke Smith is a slot safety. I don't think that's going to be a big issue right now. I know we have Michael Carter out of Duke, I think, is our slot corner. He's actually not too shabby. I'm going to steer away from that. Maybe get Lewis signed in the next round. Hopefully we can get him. I'm just trying to see if we have another pick very soon. 111 is a bit of a stretch. I don't know. We might have to pick up Lewis signed, even though he's more of the strong type. We'll see which edges are on the board. So we still have a lot of dudes on the board. Brenton Cox is totally off my board. He fell off hard. Jermaine Johnson, somebody who could get up into the round 2, round 1 convo. Tight end wise, again, I know how the board's going to fall, so I'm not really too worried about getting a guy like Isaiah Likely here. It is an interesting spot. I think edge might be the right way to go with Zion Tuapoloa-Fatui. He is, apart from injuries, absolutely phenomenal. He's somebody who's going to provide a lot of long-term benefits to the squad. We could, of course, just still go with Tyke Smith or Lewis Sign. It's just, he's a nickel. He's a slot dude, which is something that we aren't exactly looking for. It's tough to say that I'm going to fill the role with Lewis Sign. So maybe we could re-sign or franchise tag one more year with, of course, Marcus May. I think I'm going to be going Zion Tuapoloa-Fatui. I'm a huge fan of this dude. This guy's an absolute rock star. And I'm targeting Trey McBride down the board, by the way, guys, just to give you a little bit of a heads up. Zion Tuapoloa-Fatui is an absolute freak, getting triple teamed on his 20th snap of the year. He's just that good. As long as he stays healthy, that's great. And since we have the Lawson guys, the Lawson twins, that's going to provide a lot of potential for Zion to get completely healthy and also to get comfortable playing snaps. So I'm actually quite a big fan of that. I think that would be a very good way to just totally boost his stock. I'm going to have to check out this Braxton Jones guy. Usually if there's a big riser like that, there's I looked at Dwayne, now he's D Eskridge, big fan of him, even though I know he hasn't been playing that much this year. Big fan of him still. At this spot, obviously I'm happy that we took edge because I would have wanted to go edge again, or edge at this spot. Tight end wise, you're still looking at Trey McBride at this spot. I know we need tight end pretty desperately, and we can get more of a power-based running back in a Britton Brown, or we could even look at Mohamed Ibrahim later on. Big fan of him. Too bad. It's so sad that his Achilles tore in that first game. He was tearing it up. Safety wise, there's no Lewis Sign right now. The best choice would be to go my tight end 2 right now. Trey McBride out of Colorado State. He's really good. This tight end class is very heavy, very deep, but not very top heavy. 116 with the Jets. Again, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Breece Hall would be an excellent addition here. I know he's more of a 3-down running back, but pairing him up with Michael Carter, they might be a little bit too much of contact balance guys, but that'd be something I would heavily look at. That being said, I don't think it's the right move. Again, it is pretty much like too many of the same dudes, too many cooks in the kitchen. So we're going to get away from that. I think a good spot for us. Oh man. I mean, we could definitely look at another corner here. If you guys want to, we could of course look at the contract list here. I always do this to make sure I see who's going, but we could look at interior offensive line. I know there are some on the board like Alec Lindstrom, and I know that he is actually a really good center, and that's a position where we're going to be needing it. So honestly, he could definitely fit at guard or center. Our right guard spot's a little bit iffy anyways, if we don't have Evan Neal play there. So I'm going to get Alec Lindstrom here. I'm pretty happy with that. I didn't even realize it, but that was actually a really good fit. So we're continuing on. This draft's actually taking a lot longer than I expected. You guys have a lot of picks. So I'm doing this before a class just to give you guys a little bit of insight into where I'm at right now. But yeah, I mean, this is a fun draft. I did not expect to go first pick with an offensive tackle. Of course, you don't need to address every single need with your draft. That's something I'll just put out there. You don't need to fix every need all at once, but you just got to get the right guys. Like a lot of these guys will not make the team. I would look at Josh Proctor here. Like at this spot, I would look at him, but he's not fitting the role that we're looking for. It's tough to try to go after any of these other dudes. Trey Dean's probably the next guy who I would draft on this list. Like Xavier Henderson's actually pretty good though. He is pretty good. Whatever. Running back wise, Breece Hall's still on the board. I think you take a shot at him. It's 148 at this point. You just do it. Take a shot on him. Zamir White might be a better fit, but it's a 5th round pick for God's sakes. Just take him, see what happens. Michael Carter's a stud. I love Michael Carter so much, and you guys hit on that pick. So getting that to be able to help out is a big, big plus. At this spot, I mean, shoot. Might as well look into the cornerback room again because you can never have too many corners. I mean, there are some really good dudes here. I'm going to actually go with a young guy here with Storm Duck. I mean, he's very, very, very young and very developmental, but I know that he has a lot of potential in this league. So Storm Duck out of North Carolina, probably not going to come out, but if he does, we're going to take advantage. I don't want to continue drafting Riley Moss because that's a dude I have a 3rd round grade on. So not going to be exactly drafting the guy every single time I do a 7th round because it's not fun for you either. If you guys are return viewers, which I hope you are, but still, we're going to be moving through round 6. It doesn't look like we have our own pick. So feel free to let me know why picks are like the way they are. Basically, like, why don't we have them? Like, who were they traded for? And we can go from there. But I mean, so far, this draft's been pretty killer. The only thing we don't have is a safety, and that's not that big of an issue because I think that, you could use a franchise tag again, and that wouldn't be too shabby because, again, that's a player that you should keep under contract. But still, looking at other guys who are still on the board, Joey Porter Jr., Stephen Gilmore as well. He's related to Stephon Gilmore. There are dudes who I would consider here, and we're going to actually just look at it's still clicking through, see if we could get anything else. I'm just trying to see the cornerback depth. So right now, yeah, I mean, we need some cornerbacks. So us getting that is a big, big plus. Yeah, I feel pretty happy with the fact that we've gotten 2 corners in this draft. I don't know how much of a bonus that's going to be in the long run, but if we have another pick, I'd go with Stephen Gilmore if he were still on the board, which he's not. It's just he's a really good player. We'll see who goes because I would probably be looking for an edge player to go, and I don't think we have another pick. And we don't. So that's actually going to be the draft, guys. But you guys got to let me know what you think. I know we didn't get a safety here, which is a little bit disappointing, but man, we got some great, great talent. I'm a big fan of it. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you guys always coming in and supporting the channel. See you guys on the far side. Peace.